from the area's most experienced news team. This is NBC 29 HD News at 11.
New at 11, the Democratic candidates for Virginia governor face off in their first debate. Plus,
everybody gets a chance to voice their opinion. Everybody gets a chance to bring something to the table, and everyone gets heard. No one gets left out.
people who live in public housing in Charlottesville speak out about safety concerns in their neighborhoods. But first, tonight, NBC 29 begins with breaking news in Fluvanna County. Right now, police from several counties and the state are on the scene of a shooting where the suspect is barricaded inside a home. This is all happening on Hardware Hills Circle, that's near Scottsville. Witnesses tell NBC 29 a man barricaded himself inside a house after he shot into his neighbor's home. A woman inside was wounded with non-life-threatening injuries, we're told. Our reporter is on the scene and just sent us this video. Witnesses say police are trying to negotiate with the suspect using a megaphone outside that house right now. We are told that neighbors who live there on Hardware Hills Circle are being asked to stay inside. Don't go outside. They're being told to stay in their homes. The road into that neighborhood is completely shut down right now. Of course, we have that reporter and a crew out on the scene there. Count on NBC 29 for the latest details. We'll put them first on Twitter and then right here on your newscast and your news tomorrow on Sunrise starting at 7 o'clock. Tonight, the Waynesboro community is rallying behind two teenage boys who were seriously injured in a car crash earlier this week. NBC 29's Victoria Rezzolo is back from a candlelight vigil held in their honor. She's in the newsroom now with the story new at 11. Victoria?
Hi, Matt. Well, dozens of people gathered outside Waynesboro High School in a vigil for those two boys, and friends want them to keep fighting for recovery. Freshman Chase Hammer and junior Justin Ballou were injured Monday night when two vehicles collided on West Main Street in Waynesboro. Tonight, friends and family members held candles and wrote messages for the teens. A classmate at Waynesboro High School organized the vigil. She wants them to know that the community is standing with them and their families.
And I wanted to do this to show them that Waynesboro, like we all are rooting for them. We don't want anything bad to happen to them. They have a long future ahead of them, and it was just sad that all this happened to them because they're really good kids and they're really smart, and they make the school more fun just by being here.
A man and woman in their 60s were also in the crash and were in the other car that was involved in that crash. They were also injured. All four victims remain at UVA Medical Center tonight, and Waynesboro police are still investigating the cause of that crash. Live in the Charlottesville newsroom, Victoria Rezzolo, NBC 29 News at 11.
Thank you, Victoria. People who live in Charlottesville public housing say they've had enough of crime and safety issues in their community. Now the Charlottesville Redevelopment and Housing Authority and Police Department are teaming up to improve safety in those neighborhoods. NBC 29's Taylor Gleason reports.
Everyone gets heard. No one gets left out.
People who live in Charlottesville's 6th Street community say they are tired of the crime and drama.
A lot of it is in regards to lighting and to a lot of the outsiders coming in and creating problems and unsafe situations for shooting. We have some problem areas where there's high traffic that the residents wanted to address.
They say a lot of the commotion comes from people who don't even live there.
A lot of it is not coming from the residents on the property, but just from the people who are visiting the property.
Now the Charlottesville Redevelopment and Housing Authority, or CRHA, is looking to help.
Taking this Saturday and are spending time with individual communities and community members to try and get a better understanding of the key concerns.
The CRHA and Charlottesville Police Department met with residents of public housing communities to answer big safety questions.
Where are the gaps? What are we missing? How can we better serve?
Residents say small changes like better lighting, signs, and improved property maintenance could make the difference.
Come back together as a board, distill down the different thoughts that everyone has brought to us, and begin laying out proposed plans to help address the concerns raised.
A solution is not going to happen overnight, but residents are confident that regular safety meetings are a good place to start.
What we take from the meeting today will result in a resolution.
In Charlottesville, Taylor Gleason, NBC 29 News.
Safety meetings for neighborhoods, including 6th Street, Mickey Drive, and South 1st Street, are set for to happen monthly with residents and police who are interested in attending. 5 people face charges for alcohol-related offenses at a horse race that's popular with UVA students and alumni. Between 12 and 14,000 people attended the 40th running of the Foxfield Spring Races today in Albemarle County. All that warm weather, you see the fans going there, that put emergency crews on alert for partiers at risk of heat-related health problems. The primary focus for safety crews was to make sure people avoid becoming dehydrated.
Last year it was cold and rainy, so the crowds were kind of low. The year before that it was even colder. We actually had some hypothermia issues. Today we're going to be dealing with 92, 93 degree weather, so the number one concern is medical emergencies because of dehydration.
Albemarle County Police say the 5 alcohol-related arrests include a DUI hit-and-run crash. Medical crews responded to 37 emergencies. Those are just preliminary numbers. Final totals will be released in about a week. And this year's arrest total is the lowest in recent years. Last year, police arrested 20 people, 15 of those alcohol-related offenses. Police arrested 7 people in 2015. There were 18 arrests in 2014, including several people charged with having cocaine and marijuana. That same year, officers also charged a man with inciting a riot for encouraging the crowd to act out against police. 33 people were arrested in 2013, down from 61 arrests the year before. Law enforcement agencies all across the Commonwealth are fighting the opioid crisis by safely disposing of prescription drugs. Waynesboro police set up a collection spot for the Drug Take-Back Day in front of Walmart Neighborhood Market. Cars could drive up and drop off those used or unwanted medicines. According to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, half of young people who have used heroin started with prescription opioids. That's why Waynesboro police want to dispose of those prescription drugs and prevent them from being abused.
When we're seeing break-ins into cars, into homes, it's not really cash that's being stolen. A lot of it is prescription medication. So if we can offer a safe, no questions asked opportunity for people to get rid of opioids in Waynesboro, then we feel like we're having an impact on the crisis that's striking the Commonwealth now.
Waynesboro police collected more than 600 pounds of drugs today. Albemarle County collected more than 1,000 pounds. The next Drug Take-Back Day is in October. To Decision 2017 tonight, the 2 Democratic candidates for governor faced off in their first debate of the campaign. During the hour-long debate in Fairfax, Lieutenant Governor Ralph Northam highlighted his ability to attract support from Republican voters. Former Congressman Tom Perriello touted his appeal to disillusioned voters. Perriello vowed to fiercely resist the agenda of the Trump administration. The debate was mostly friendly, but Northam criticized Perriello for his support of the National Rifle Association during his time in Congress. The two will take part in 4 more debates and a candidates forum at the University of Virginia before the June 13th primary. People in Central Virginia spent the day experiencing what it's like to survive a month in poverty. The University of Virginia Baton School and Piedmont CASA hosted this poverty simulation. Each participant took on the role of a low-income family in this interactive event. They had to face real issues, including transportation, housing, employment, and paying the bills.
In a time in our community when it's very quick to judge, it helps people gain a little bit of understanding, a little bit of humility, and helps people understand that life experiences impact kids and adults in profound ways.
The simulation gives people a chance to experience life in the shoes of families in poverty from all different angles. It was open to all ages, and CASA plans on doing the poverty simulation again in 2018. Charlottesville elected officials and community leaders became firefighters for the day. The city fire department held this first ever Fire Ops 101 program. Participants, including City Councilor Kristen Sakis and School Board member Amy Laufer, got to experience the emergency situations and fire rescue teams, what they handle on a daily basis. The Fire Ops program included cutting victims out of a wrecked car and a CPR training. The fire department hopes to host more of these events for the public to explore and experience in the future. Protesters from Charlottesville joined the National March Against Climate Change. Plus, President Trump celebrates his 100th day in office by rallying supporters in a state that helped send him to the White House.
Lots of warm air across the region right now, folks, on a warm and humid day tomorrow, but you can see the temperatures really dropping off back to our west. We'll be watching a cold front moving in for the start of the week. That brings a good chance for storms, and the temperatures really dropping behind it. Close look coming up.
And the Virginia football team holds its spring game at Scott Stadium. We will hear from the Cavaliers later in sports.